Everyone, this is Seth from Grand Evil here. Just wanted to go over our live set, as some people have been asking about it for the last couple of years. Whenever they see Grand Evil play, and just I wanted to give a quick video on how everything's set up. So first and foremost, I'm running a 2011 MacBook Pro with a i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and a terabyte SSD, and a Fire Studio project in my rack. That is the core setup for pretty much the in-ear, backing track, live, how everything gets sent to front of house. Our live sets. So the first four tracks here, or actually just do it right here. The first four tracks here are for my HD Pro X and HD Pro. I have them panned separately, have an ABY box, and that's how I run everything like that. I do have a little bit of an EQ on one of the channels each, just to beef it up a little bit. And then pan them accordingly and volume wise, and then I have another bus, so this goes to another output, and that is mixed here and here. These two outputs go to front of house, so 2 and 3 would be my left and right guitar tracks. And for bass, there's nothing on it right now. There's another bass track here, but this is just strictly for when there is no bass player to be present and we need robo bass to come in. So right now we just have this. I'm working up to getting a Darkglass Ultra, probably B70K or something like that. I really like those pedals. I like the plugins as well, but they're super CPU heavy, and I like to keep my CPU as low as possible when I'm running live. That's also another big factor, is you need a high processor to run this kind of setup on a computer. But nowadays, like, this is a really old computer, but nowadays you can run stuff like this really easily on a Windows or Mac system. This is just how I like it. So, but I have one bass track here, nothing on it right now, but that's where the bass goes in. And I do have a couple other things. So I have the synths here. So this is every synth track that I've done. All the synth stuff from all the records and any songs that we're playing recently, including all the new ones. I have all the new stuff here as well from the last record. Coffin of Eternal Darkness. And then I do have some bass drops here just for filler. I don't have it on the new stuff yet. Haven't really gotten around to doing it. I do have all the drums, so if I'm sitting here at home wanting to practice all the songs, I can just load this up, turn on the drums, and here I go. And it's really good to keep track, and I also have the click track for obviously all the sessions that I've done, the three EPs now of all the songs here, minus the 8-string and 7-string stuff I've done. I've pretty much only done the only 6-string stuff because I don't play anything else nowadays. And I do have a kick drum here, which I don't have the plugin here. This is probably the biggest thing that people have seen, is there's no kick drum trigger, or like there's a trigger on the drum kit, but there's no like module for it. And I was scouring the internet and I found this plugin. I can find it here. There it is. DSP trigger is what it's called. And I can just load up my preset here, trigger. So this converts an audio file, turns into MIDI, and I think this is like the best thing ever. So it has a drum kit idea around it, and it's really amazing. So all you have to do is set up the sensitivity, so you can go a lot more chaotic with this plugin over something that's physical, but eventually I will be swapping this out for a physical unit. But just again, an idea for this, if you have this set up and then you have I like the I use Easy Drummer for a lot of my stuff, but I use a sampler. I sampled all the processing power that I did through everything, and now I have the entire drum kit from the second record here. And then if you have it selected as your MIDI thing, it acts pretty much like if you know how to run Logic and you're clicking on different MIDI stuff, any keyboard you use, any MIDI keyboard will activate to that certain plugin. So if I have this selected here and I click this low kick drum, nothing happens because I'm a retard. There you go. Obviously have the eye selected, and the CPU bumps up, but it goes pretty down, goes up and down, bounces around. And there's the kick drum. No latency, about I'm running at 32 sample rate, which is very low as I can get this plugin, this software to go. So 2.6, which isn't too bad. But yeah, that's how we get our samplers. DSP Track costs like $10 or something like that. The full software for it, and it's really good, especially you're just using it for a kick drum. I will be replacing this for an actual unit eventually, but this is like so handy. Just having a kick trigger on the drum kit, plug it straight into the audio interface, turn up some gain to get going, and away it goes. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then the last two are just my MIDI patch changes, which I only have 2 patches for, and everything else I do pedals on my pedal board. But I have a couple pedal patches here, mainly for clean and dirty with my piezo pickups. And that's pretty much how I get my live setup going. So this entire front window here, all these faders here, is controlling our in-ear mix, which everyone's on the same mix. And all these buses go to a separate output, and that's going through 3 to 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that just gets us our in-ear mix. And usually I have the snare mic, split of the snare mic, and I'll feed it into the in-ears. That way we have some kind of live drum mix, so it's not so dry in our ears. Because if you don't have anything else besides processed guitars and backing tracks and stuff, it gets really dry and it's hard to focus. So that way we get a little bit of a drum mix inside of our ears, which is just one single mic, like an SM57 or something, with a bit of compression in the plug-in here, on the channel here. And that's how we get our live setup. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.